Okay, good. Hi guys, I'm Jessica Zimmerman. I own a floral and event design studio called Zimmerman. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited that this is working. Let me know where you're from. I'd love to know. I am so sorry about that a minute ago, but you're here and I'm pumped and I'm ready to answer questions. I'm gonna make an arrangement for you. And guys, I haven't touched a flower since October 29th, so we'll see how this goes. In the chat room, I've got Kelly, who is my team, my gal. She's kind of the glue that holds Zimmerman together. And then I also have a really great treat for y'all. Jenna, who's my wholesale floral rep, is here. She's moderating as well. So I'm a big girl on staying in your lane. I'm a big fan of that. And flowers, while I do flowers for a living, I don't know all the names of the flowers. I don't know how to properly process all the flowers. And I'm sure y'all are gonna have questions about that, and I wanted to be able to give you answers. And so I asked Jenna to be on here so that she could answer those for you, because she'll know the kinds of flowers and she'll know what to tell you about it. She is my wholesale rep. I am in the middle of America. I'm in Arkansas, in the middle of Arkansas, in a town called Conway. And we don't really have a lot of flowers around here, or flower markets or stuff. So I have everything shipped to me from Jenna, and she is such a crucial part of all of that. So anyway, if you have a specific question, ask it. I'm going to try to answer it at the end. And then we have Erin here, who is going to photograph the arrangement, and then she's going to give us some tips on how to capture some Instagram worthy, images with our phone and stuff like that, which will be really cool. If you have any technical difficulties, just like I did a second ago, just go back to your email, click that link, and you can get back in the room. Also, if it's a little fuzzy at the beginning, your bandwidth just needs a second to catch up. So just try to give it a second. Okay, guys, we're gonna get started. I have not done this in a while, so let's see how this goes. I also have water and champagne. So, just to get it going. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. Okay, so the first thing I do is I try to use greenery to kind of define the shape that I want to do. And y'all, to be honest, I genuinely have nothing in my head right now. I really, really don't. I think that, people always want to know, what are you thinking? What are you hoping to happen? And this answer kind of sucks, and I'm sorry to say it that way, but I have kind of had to learn over the years that when I try to mimic an arrangement that I really love, I just feel defeated. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like it looks really ugly and all of that. And I kind of just learned that when I really kind of do it my way and let the flowers talk to me the way that I want them to talk to me, or let them do their thing and tell me what to do, that really is when the best arrangements come up. So right now, I typically will say that I kind of pretty much always kind of start this way, where I kind of have one going high, one going a little lower, and then one kind of coming out the front. And I'm going to do the same thing back here. I'm going to just kind of do one coming out back here, because I'm going to treat this as if it's a two-sided arrangement. That you'll see, so from all sides. So I typically use at least 3 different kinds of greenery, and I like them to all be a little different. I obviously love greenery, and again, I don't know what this is, so Jenna can probably answer that for us, but I love greenery that has different variations of color, like how this one has this green that goes into this purple. I think it's really, really beautiful. Now I'm going to use this mint, which I think is really cool. I love the way this smells, and y'all forgive me because I am not feeling 100% today. But I have a little boy named Perry who has been sick, and every night about midnight he wakes up and needs mommy and all that good stuff. And then also, I think I genuinely am allergic to flowers, so that was a really great decision to, create a business around flowers. But, it's where my life led me. So as you can see, I'm just kind of mimicking that triangle, but I'm adding this other layer into it just to kind of give it some depth and let things pop out a little bit more. So I'm using chicken wire. I started out using foam, and there's a lot of reasons why I really, really like foam. There's a lot of times that I use foam. If foam is really, if I'm using a vessel that's really short or shallow or something, then I will 100% use foam. But then something like this that's a little deeper, I don't know, I just found that really kind of cool organic look that I love, that I want it to just look like it's doing its thing. It comes to me a lot easier with chicken wire because it can just naturally, like it'll naturally fall more. Whereas like when I stick it in foam, it is there, it's not moving. And I find that as I start to build the arrangement with the chicken wire, that it will kind of fall as I go and stuff, which is kind of fun. And I even love this. Like, I don't know if you can see real well, but the edges of this are kind of like almost dead. And when that happens, it turns purple and it kind of goes in with this color and everything, which is really kind of cool. So anyway, so that's really fun. Okay, so now I've kind of used 3 different greens and made my little triangle. And now I'm just gonna try to fill in a little bit more of this chicken wire with a little bit more greens. I try to really, like I said, I'm not formally trained. I don't know the right way. I don't know the wrong way. I don't really think there is a right or wrong way. I think you just do what feels right to you. And that's how it's gonna, you know, you start to learn your groove. I've been doing this for, you know, I've been doing flowers, I guess, for 5 years, but really just solely flowers as the business, you know, Zimmerman. 2.5 years? Yeah, 2.5 years. So not that long. I'm just now kind of finding my groove, I guess, a little bit. You know, flowers kind of found me, which is kind of crazy. I think that I am very different in that aspect than most of you probably. I think most of you probably love flowers and were like, man, this is what I want to do for a living, and how can I do this for a living? And for me, I just wanted to own my own business. And I didn't really care what that business was. I just wanted to own my own business. I wanted to be my own boss and be able to take my kids to school and all of those things. And so I almost bought a kitchen store. I went to the bank and got the papers and all that and almost did that. And, you know, that didn't work out, thankfully. Thankfully, God knows better than we know. And anyway, life led me to flowers. And while I really enjoy working with flowers, it's a great creative outlet for me. It was really more about the business side and owning my business. So like I said, I just kind of faked it at first, and I'm still faking it a little bit, but I just kind of do what I like and what I think looks pretty, and then I kind of go from there. So I'm basically just kind of filling in some of this with the greens, and then I'll get started on putting some blooms in. I also love this, I think it's tree ivy, variegated tree ivy. I love it because it looks so much like a plant, and I love the variegation in it, and it droops real well, which is awesome for like this kind of vessel. You really want something that's gonna kind of droop over and look really cool. So anyway, let's see. Brian, my husband, is behind me. He's my timekeeper. He's like, we've been going 15 minutes. Keep it up. So thanks, Brian. Love you. He also was trying to help with tech support there at the beginning. So who knows what that replay link is going to sound like. It's going to be real laughable. Thankfully, I wasn't like, you know, that would have been bad. Okay. He's super supportive and great. So I'm just kind of, you know, like I said, this is two-sided, so I want it to look good on all sides. But I love the way, I really loved when I started working with chicken wire, how it would just continue to kind of fall and do its thing, and it would kind of give me, like I said, that more natural look that I wanted, a little easier than foam. But I do use foam a lot. So, and Erin is here too. Super excited to have Erin here. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to try to fill in using a little bit more of this mint. And then I basically kind of almost try to make my arrangements to where they would look great if they were just a greenery arrangement. And like I said, I know everyone has their own way of doing things, but I think that that's important. It's like if there were no blooms in it and it was just greenery, would it be pretty? And I know we'll get this question at some point. How much would you charge for this? And how can you get that, you know, in the South, if you're here in the South, you have people who are, you know, they want to do 20 table arrangements or 15 arrangements. And it's like, how do you get somebody to pay that much money for 15 arrangements? Well, you don't. And so, you know, you may have to do some arrangements that are just greenery. Or you may do some arrangements that are mostly greenery with a couple blooms. And then you have your showstoppers that might be on the welcome table or on the head table, or something like that. But I also, like, let's just say, for example, that this would go on the welcome table. I would make sure, like, if Erin were photographing that wedding, I would say, hey, Erin, can we get there a few minutes early? And can I put that arrangement on a guest table? And can we photograph it that way so that I have that to put on my website, or I have that to put on Instagram, so that, because, you know, the welcome table, it isn't always as, maybe it doesn't have the pretty linen, or it doesn't have the, you know, the background, or I don't know. And you also want to put out there what you want to do. And like, I want to do weddings where we're going to do 15 of this kind of arrangement. And so it's also being thoughtful, you know, with that process. So again, just kind of greening it up. I wish I knew what y'all were saying, but I just can't read that far. Computer's kind of far away. Yeah. Anyway, I know you're being well taken care of by Kelly and Jenna, so thankful for that. Okay, so it's pretty green. I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. And so now I'm going to start putting the blooms in. And I'm going to start by doing my darker colors first. And then I kind of gradually will do lighter colors. I do that because